Hey everybody, welcome back to my Eurovision React Review channel. So if you're a follower and subscriber of my channel, you will know that I finished catching up with Junior Eurovision Song Contest 2023 a lot later than other, well, Eurovision fans, Junior Eurovision fans, but other YouTuber reactors, because I reacted and listened to Ireland and Armenia this week. So from that video, I have then, since then, on the way to work, on the way back from work, doing the dishes, whilst I'm doing some work, been listening to the playlist of all 16 songs to try and figure out, to try and work out which songs are my favourites. I can't even say that because genuinely all 16 songs, I don't skip any of them. And I think last night I tried to get a top 5 and I ended up with a top 9, which isn't useful for anyone because obviously voting is now open. It is Saturday morning here in Italy. And obviously I need to vote for 3 songs. And I have no idea how people are doing it. I know people are. So my fellow colleagues of Eurovision Tea on our Instagram group, they are telling me what they voted for. And I'm just like, how have you done that? And then as a result, this morning, as I was having breakfast, porridge, I listened and watched all of the 40-second snippets. And that actually did change my opinion on some of these songs, actually. So what I'm going to do is, I had every intention of reacting to those 40-second clips and had a plan to do that. And as I was eating my breakfast and watching, I was talking and thinking I'm reacting, and I didn't press record. So that was about an hour of me just talking to myself. That's lost in the universe. So with that said, I do want to share my opinions with you on what I thought of those 40-second rehearsals and how that has changed my opinion on some of the songs. So the best way to do that is to watch a condensed version of the clips and then talk about it as I'm watching. That's probably the best way while it's fresh in my mind. So let's do that. This is one of my favourite songs. This is in my top 9. You such a tough gig being first up. I think it's a clever choice. That clip was different, or that part of the song is different to the part that I saw in the 40-second one. That was near the end where there was lots of colours. And I was like, this looks good. I can see why this is an opener, or moreover, this is going to be a very, very good opener. If I was Spanish, I'd be somewhat upset a little bit because I think there are some very, 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 very strong songs this year, and particularly strong upbeat songs, and I'll put Spain in there with that. And I just keep thinking about Netherlands last year. That was like a strong, or one of these strong favourites, and it was on first, and it, in my opinion, underperformed. But again, it was such a strong year last year. And I think part of that is because it was on first. I know there's only 16 songs, so it shouldn't matter as much. But first of 16, that's a tough gig. And some upbeat songs that I've seen, the staging is going to leave an impression. And because of that, I don't know. But all I can say, if I was Spanish, I'd be very proud. Her live vocal was just like the recording. And the staging hasn't disappointed me. It supports what I believe to be a very, very strong song. So, yeah. Contender for my top 3. Shame, don't try and say ever before. Ooh. So it's interesting, Malta didn't kind of opt for and go for a staging to elevate the song. They're just obviously focusing in and honing on and relying on her, which makes sense because I think since reacting to the first video, listening to all the songs back to back, this song is a song, it feels like it's probably not, it feels like a song built around her vocals to show off the vocals. And the reason why I say that is because now and again as a test, I'll just think of one of the countries and say, and then try and sing the song. And when I go Malta, I do struggle straight away to remember the melody or to remember parts of the song to sing. But when it comes on, I'm like, oh yeah, no, this is a good song. I don't know if this is in my top 9 just because it is a strong year. And whilst I cannot fault and whilst I give absolute credit and respectability to her as an artist and her vocal, I think the song itself, it's uplifting. It does kind of, inspire, particularly with the lyrics. I think there's other songs that as soon as I think of them, I know the melody, and whereby when I listen to this, I'm like, man, she's got a good vocal, rather than necessarily honing in on the song itself. She's evidently a talented performer. I saw that in the 40 seconds. She's not holding back. She's giving every ounce of that vocal, and she no doubt will not leave anything off the stage, put everything on the stage, whatever that phrase is. Decent effort. Like I said, there obviously isn't a lot going on in the staging, so I'm just commenting on the vocal basically, and her stage presence. I mean, she looks like a professional. She's ready. I love this flower effect. This tragedy. Kvitka. Oh, bless her. Like, she is one of those performers that you can't help but not smile. She definitely is a positive thing for the universe. Because you just see her, you're like, oh. I love a cheesy pop number. This is a bit too cheesy for me, but I think I'm not allowed to say that because this song is not written for me. It's not for me. It is for a younger audience. And you can clearly see that they've tapped into some very young imagery there as well. As a result of that, it's personally not in my top 9, but I think she's a great little performer. And like I said, she gives off some amazing energy on that stage that just makes you smile. And making people smile in this world today, that's got to be a good thing, right? I love that Sophie's back. And I particularly love that Sophie's back because last year, I was watching Solas last night actually, and I've never forgotten that obviously Sophie was ill last year. But I don't know whether some of the logic, I know obviously she is a co-writer of this song, but I don't know whether some of the logic of getting her back on that stage is allowing her to sing healthy. Like, even though she was ill last year, that vocal was still very, very good. And it did look like she enjoyed those 3 minutes. But I know when I was speaking to her mum last year, she spent a lot of the whole experience in bed. So I hope Sophie's taking every opportunity this year and just really enjoying her experience, because ultimately she wasn't allowed to enjoy all of her experience last year. Now, when I reacted to this song, I said I liked it and I kept comparing it to Solas, and as a result of that, I think some of the things that I was saying may have come across as sounding negative. Not at all. I do like this song. And then my partner in crime, Georgie Kanev from ESC Whoop, he said in the comments, he was like, I thought you were going to love that song. And I was like, what? He knows me really well and he knows my music taste. He's right. I have 2 songs this year that were massive growers and have been massive growers since my first reaction, and this is one of them. I absolutely love this song. I'm not sure whether it's my top 5 per se, but nonetheless, I think it's definitely in my top 9. And what I liked from the 40 seconds snippet, because I'm going to mention this one or two of the other countries, is the staging looks full. And what I mean by that is there are 2 performers, but nonetheless, they are standing quite stationary and there's a big stage there. But because of the background, I don't feel the staging looks empty. I think the staging is very good and ties in and fits in with the lyrics of the song. I think they look great. And I have no idea how this song is going to do, genuinely. I have no idea. I'd be surprised if it was top 5 based on some of the songs that we have this year that are so unbelievably strong. I think having Sophie there with the harmonies and giving it that power, I don't know whether she's there throughout the song. I'm not sure. I doubt it because she's not there in the recording throughout the song. But it's definitely going to elevate the song and give it that lift at the end, which will make people remember it. I think I want this to be a top 10. I want this to be a top 10. I think it can be a top 10 only because I want the momentum from Solas last year to continue. I would be very upset and disappointed if this came near the bottom, and I don't think it deserves to be. Like I said, there are 2 songs this year that are huge growers since my first reaction, and I only reacted to that this week. And then as I've been listening to the playlist, I've been listening to this being like, oh, I love this song. Yeah, enjoy it. And Staging elevates. There's very few, I'm going to say that, in regards to what I've seen, but this staging elevates this song. Come on, that looks like, obviously, you know, I'm British, so as a result of that, there is going to be some element of bias. I'm going to say it now. I don't... When I check out people's top 16 on YouTube, I'm always kind of baffled that this song isn't like in most people's top 3, top 4. Because as soon as I heard it first, I was like, this is a contender this year. No, that I've questioned whether that's true based on the general reception. It seems to be middle of the road for a lot of people. And I think speaking to a few people and asking, you know, oh, you know, that's really interesting. Can you kind of just give a bit of context? I think for some people, it's this dance break. So this dance break, some people doesn't really deliver. It's not really increasing the tempo of the song. It's almost like when it gets to the dance break, it brings down the energy of the song. Like, I don't have any of those feelings for 2 factors. Number one, being British. And I will be genuinely honest, I think this song sounds British. I don't know if the songwriters are British, but the reason or why I will back that up is because it does sound potentially like a song that a younger Little Mix would release. And I love the dance break. I think the dance break elevates the song in regards to why I listen to it all of the time. I think the song is strong anyway, but I think the staging is absolutely amazing. And I've seen on Instagram, a lot of people are saying that people have been impressed by the staging. Now, I don't live in the UK at the moment, but obviously my family and friends are there. It's difficult to live in the UK right now with the economy. There's not really much money floating around. So I'm really surprised the BBC have found money for this, because this looks expensive. This whole package from the very beginning of the music video, it seems like a lot of time, energy and money has gone into this, which again, is surprising, which makes me think the UK are going for the win. They really are taking this contest seriously, which is amazing, and I hope other people appreciate that, even if they don't like the song. The vocals sound great from the 40-second snippet that I heard. They look like they're enjoying it. I was always a bit worried about, I knew they were going to take this idea with these kind of platforms, with these lights, and I wasn't sure how that was going to come about, but adding it with this imagery here looks amazing. I only have one reservation, and I think the silhouettes of the dance in the background is an ingenious idea. It looks really effective. I would like them to look a little bit more junior because they look like adults. I know that's such a small thing, but I think it is interesting. I'm surprised they didn't go for a younger looking silhouette. But I'm, being British, very, 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 very proud. And whilst in the back of my head this whole time I'm like, surely we're a contender, surely we could possibly win. Seeing this, I still think that there is a world where the UK could win. I know a lot of people are going to completely disagree, but I think we have a chance. Okay, so my reference to Ireland I'm going to bring to this song. So this is one of my favourite songs. This is in my top 9. I love this song. And what was clear from the 40-second video clip that I've seen, her live vocal is identical to the studio version. It is an amazing live vocal. I feel from what I saw, the stage was a little bit empty. And I think that's because there's not really much going on in the background. And I'm not sure what I thought that they were going to do in regards to the staging. I'm glad they didn't bring any of the kitschy ideas from the music video. I thought I would be getting something a little bit more cultural and ethnic in the imagery in regards to what they decided that she was going to wear. I don't know. I can safely say the staging doesn't elevate the song. The staging is there and it's her delivering a strong song. And from that, I was surprised, but that is only 40 seconds. I don't know. And that's moreover not even near the end of the song, where hopefully something more happens in regards to my eyes, as in my visual sense, complementing what I'm hearing, which is very, very good. So yeah, I think I was a bit surprised when I saw it because it is such an amazing song. Estonia. Without you, loving you, in the manner. This is an interesting song because with the slow songs, I think when I listen to them, I'm like, right, Shane, what's your favourite slow song? And this will come on and it'll get 2 minutes in. I was like, yeah, this isn't my favourite slow song. And it gets to the last 30 seconds of this song. I'm like, man, this song is good. But it does need to get to the last 30 minutes for me to come to that conclusion. I have come to the conclusion it is not my favourite slow song. But I mean, the stage, again, she's there on her own, but the stage looks more busy. It looks more full. I think this is a good song. I do think this is a good song. I think this has the potential of creeping into the top 10. I didn't necessarily get anything from that 40 seconds that made me feel that the song was elevated by the staging. It's just the staging is decent and it supports what I think is a nice song with a fantastic last 30 seconds. My way. Oh, I haven't seen this bit. This is different from the 40 seconds. Say. Okay, so someone's going to have to confirm something to me because there was one thing that I'd noticed when I was watching all of the snippets, and it probably applies to the UK as well. I thought there wasn't allowed pre-recording backing vocals, but I get the impression with some songs they're there. Again, not a problem. I want them there. I want them there at Adult Eurovision. I want them at Junior Eurovision. I think it allows more flexibility of staging. It allows more flexibility for energy and choreography. Embrace the backing vocals. So can someone confirm that they are allowed? Now, look, I reacted to Armenia and this week, and I think some people, rightfully or wrongfully so, I think were surprised that I didn't watch it. Since that video, I went away and watched a lot of other reactors to see how they reacted to that song. And I think a few people were surprised that I wasn't going crazy and absolutely loving it. And I think it's because, and it's true, like I'm not a massive fan of K-pop. Shock. That actually probably is shocking based on the kind of music that I listen to. And I had a sneaky suspicion that Armenia was a favourite and people were loving it. So as a result of that, I was watching it and probably was overcritical because I knew that, because so many people were like, oh my gosh, you need to listen to Armenia. Oh my gosh, you need to listen to Armenia. And I was like, okay. So I think that allowed me to be a bit more flexible, to be a bit more critical, which is probably unfair because I wasn't as critical about other songs. So I apologise for that. But I don't need to apologise for that because from what I saw in that 40-second video, I think Armenia is a serious contender to win. Like for someone who, out of all of the songs, like I prefer other songs. I don't think Armenia's in my top 5. It's in my top 9, just because I love the energy of the song, particularly when I'm walking to work at 6 in the morning. It comes on, and I'm just like, I get a quick step. I just think, man, Armenia know what they're doing at Junior Eurovision. That staging is everything. And I think all of my critiques were answered in those 40 seconds. I said, oh, I don't know how it's going to sound with them coming together in that chorus. Is it going to sound a bit messy? It doesn't. It sounds just like the studio track. I said that K-pop relies on kind of slick, high energetic choreography, and the camera angles near the end, the kind of like the snap, 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 snap brings the energy. That camera angle work is amazing. The costumes or what they're wearing, whoever's designed that or decided to put them in that needs some sort of award. It looks expensive. It looks polished. It looks professional. The whole package from that 40 seconds confirms what a lot of people think, and that is Armenia is a serious contender. ESC Tom, who I love, a YouTuber, he's in Nice and he was tweeting his opinions of rehearsals, and he tweeted, oh, are you allowed to say tweet? It's X now. He exited. I don't know how you say it. He posted on X, we'll say, like Armenia was just amazing. And I have no doubts. I think, again, going back to Spain, it doesn't help that this song, High Energy, with amazing staging, comes quite a bit after Spain. Very, very good. If I was Armenian, I would A, be proud, but be excited for tomorrow because Armenia could get yet another win with this. And I'm not just saying this to backtrack because 1 or 2 people questioned that video. This is true. This is authentic. I've said it's not in my personal top 5, but at the end of the day, I've got to look at these things and kind of start thinking who realistically could win. And of course, from what I've seen, Armenia could realistically win. Friend, ooh, ooh, Fly me to the moon, ooh, never let me go. I said to you earlier that there are two songs that massively elevated for me since my first listen to them. I said Ireland, Poland's my second one. It's so funny. Last year, I remember listening to, what was Poland's song last year? I think I'm ready now, I think I'm ready now, to the moon and back. I remember listening to that when it won, and people were like, oh, wait for the revamp, wait for the revamp. And I was like, there's only so much you can do with that song. The song generally just does sound a bit average. And the revamp happened, and I was like, oh, it is better, but it's still not going to be top 5. I think everyone kind of agreed with that. Even in Poland, people understood it wasn't as strong as previous years. And then the same happened with this song. I liked it, and then people were like, wait for the revamp, wait for the revamp. And I was like, well, it's probably going to be a bit the same as last year. It's a decent song, but it's not going to capture me in a way where I'm going to be like, that's my top 5. Well, weirdly enough, proved them completely wrong. So obviously I didn't know, I know I did know it had a revamp, because a lot of people were saying, are you going to react to the revamps like Poland? I was like, I haven't got the time. But obviously I've been listening to the Junior Eurovision album, and I was listening to it. I was like, oh, this has had a revamp. This revamp is good. I can't say it's as strong as my emotional connection with Ireland last year, but this is the one song this year when it comes on, I'm like, ugh. A mixture to do with the lyrics, but just the feel of this song. I am shocked how much better this song is since the revamp. I've gone to the music video since as well, and the music video is really sweet. I just melt a little bit in a good way when this song comes on. There's a million and one ways they could have staged this. They've gone for a kind of Sarah James staging with backing dancers and her interacting with backing dancers. I think because I love the song so much, I wasn't bothered, but I remember watching it 3 times because I wasn't watching the staging, because I was like, fly me to the... And I was just loving the song too much. And then I sat and I was like, Shane, don't sing, just watch the staging. I love the images. I'm assuming it's of her in the background. I can't work out whether I love the backing dancers, but I think at the end of the day, it gives you something more to look at. I really like this song. It's one of my favourites. It's one of my... I don't know if it's my top 3, definitely top 9. Is it my top 5? I don't know. But after watching the rehearsal, it neither went up nor down. I just continued to watch it, being like, I really, really like this song. This is one of my favourite songs. I absolutely love this song. Initially, I wasn't too sure about the 2 children in the background with their kind of peacock feathers. But then I watched the rehearsal like 2 or 3 times. I think because I'm so fixated on these 3 young performers who are just standing there with such an unbelievably strong presence, I then kind of stopped looking what was happening in the background. When they sing together, I'm not necessarily sure that it's a harmony per se, but it sounds so good together. This is one of my favourite songs. I'm so glad that the rehearsal didn't disappoint. It didn't elevate either. But I think this has to be in my top 3. I loved it from the first moment I listened to it. Yeah, I think it's still in my top 3. He says, yes, yes, yes. Come home, I can call. I belong. Cute song. Oh, go back, go back, go back, go back. Okay, so she did exactly what I was hoping she would do. I said that this song can be elevated if she delivers an emotive performance. And from that 40 seconds, you can see that she's definitely trying to do that with her facial expressions. And it is emotive. For me, I mean, I'm assuming she's taking off items of clothing, because in the 40-second rehearsal video, I was slightly distracted with things on the floor. And I think when it pans out, it does look slightly messy. But I think the strength of this song in comparison to other slow songs is the emotion that she delivers. If you look at the facial expressions of the other slow songs, they are singing it well. They're young performers. But there is somewhat of a performance here that works, and it does draw you in. So for that reason alone, because I have seen also that Portugal tends to be at the lower end of people's top 16, I think this might do slightly better than that, just based on, from what I can see, her performance. But like I said, if it's small things with these songs, because I genuinely think they are very, very good songs. In regards to what I was seeing, I did find it slightly distracting on the floor with the different items of clothing just potted around in different places. And again, I didn't get necessarily a vibe from the 40-second video that the staging elevates the song. I just hope they fixate on her, because I think she is delivering a fantastic performance. And it is a performance, vocally and facial expressions. I don't know French, why am I trying to sing? Aye, 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 aye. This is my favourite song this year. And I had 4 or 5 songs that could have been my favourite this year. And then after watching the 40-second snippet, I was like, no, this is my favourite. Everything I saw in that 40-second snippet just made me very, very, very happy. I did think to myself, I hadn't heard her sing live, and I did think to myself, I was like, oh, this could potentially not be your favourite if it's sung live iffy. But actually, she delivers a strong vocal in that rehearsal, and I just love the staging. I love the pink, the white, the images in the background. I think France could absolutely win 2 years in a row. I think it's a strong song. It is my favourite this year. I do love this song, and I love the staging. Love, love, love. I feel when I listen to this song, I listen to a song that's different to everyone else. This tends to be near, if not the bottom, of most people's top 16 on YouTube, which baffles me, other than it's a strong year, so it doesn't baffle me completely. I get it in the sense that it is a very, very mature sounding song, but I don't know what more you want. Vocally, she is so unbelievably on point. And I said that this song reminds me of Christina Aguilera, Hurt. It's not that song. I made a mistake. It's a song that she sings in that song, with, that film with Cher, that musical. I can't think for the life of me what it's called now. Burlesque. There's a slow song in that film it sounds similar to that I'm absolutely obsessed with. And actually, again, we all knew that she was going to deliver an amazing live vocal. She did that in the national final. I think that the glitter on the face and moreover the white clothing brightens the feeling of the song, because it is a dark sounding song. All right, I don't speak Albanian, so I don't know the lyrics or the message or the meaning. For me, I don't need to. I'm a melody guy. I love the melody. And actually, they bring in some light colours in the background to lighten it up a little bit. I hope this isn't near the bottom. This is in my top 9. I don't know if it's in my top 5 necessarily. I have a certain idea of kind of what I want from Junior Eurovision. And yes, admittedly, this doesn't give me that. But when it comes on, I love it. And I don't know why some people don't. Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say. Someone in Eurovision T, I did see, has put this in their top 3 and have voted for it. That's interesting. Both the very mature sounding songs are back to back. I didn't realise that. It's interesting because the snippets in this version is different to the ones that I've seen, so I didn't know she was sat down on a piano. Another song whereby the staging doesn't elevate it. It's just there. They put staging there because they have to. But things were confirmed, right? Both of them sound unbelievably amazing. Their harmonies are on point. This song fascinates me because it still does, in my opinion, sound like a song written for San Remo for an adult, and has made it feel younger with the lyrics. But it's a 3-minute roller coaster for me, because there are moments where I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this is definitely not in my top 9. And then there'll be moments of the song I'm like, this is amazing. But as a 3-minute cohesive piece, it's not in my top 9. But there are so many good things in this song, and I think they are going to be, and they should be awarded by the juries for their talent. I know the juries are also made up of younger people, not like younger people can't recognise that. I want Italy to do well for bias reasons. I live in Italy, and it is a sound that obviously my ear is starting to be tuned into, and I do like it. It's the polar opposite of last year. Italy set a very juvenile, song or sounding song last year and did okay-ish. And that they've obviously gone a different direction. I think they're going to get a similar result as last year. Yeah, but I mean, how talented are these two girls? Ohne Worte. Ohne Worte. Ohne Worte, ohne Worte. I actually think that the sign language is imperative in regards to the message of the song, but actually the sign language is very clever because actually it allows her to do something, because it's a song that is in the middle of something slow, something upbeat, so there is something for her to do, and as a result of that, you can't help but look at it and smile. You didn't get a sense from the 40-second video and the narrative that will play out between her and that backing dancer. I said when I listened to the song that for me, I think that song will do well if they're able to tell a story on stage. So I'd be quite interested to see how her interaction with the backing dancer is able to tell a story. I think also the commentators of each country will probably give some background to this song, which I think it will be important for it to do well. I think it's really important that everyone knows the background of this song in relation to how it links to her and her life. It looks expensive. I mean, Germany's back with a capital B. The staging looks good. I have a different connection with this song than the majority of people. I think when I reacted to it initially, I was like, oh, yeah, no, it's nice. And then some people are like, it's my favorite this year, which is absolutely valid. And there are more of those people than me. It's a sweet song. Of course, it's a sweet song. It's just not necessarily a song that I have massively gelled with. But I do like the staging, and I really am intrigued to see if a narrative plays out, a story plays out between her and the backing singer. But yeah, strong song. They're all strong. I am holding on to you. Ba 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 ba. Not to you, baby. Oh. How lucky is Netherlands to close the show. This is one of my favourite songs. I think it's a majority of people's favourite songs. It is a strong entry by the Netherlands, and they have massively lucked in by ending the show. And what I saw from the 40-second snippet, the staging, it is a show closer. What is clear is she has got an incredible voice. We knew that from the national final. And, you know, and I did say our Sepp looks a little nervous in the national final. Now, I need someone to confirm something for me. In the 40-second snippet, it did seem like Sepp was resting his voice and also just generally resting. So, and this isn't me being negative. I'm just curious in the sense of, is he okay? And these are just rehearsals anyway. But it does seem from that 40-second video, they are relying on her vocal because her vocal is strong. And this was another song where I heard a pre-recorded backing vocal in the 40-second snippet in the beginning where she's doing her thing. There is vocals, he is singing, you can hear it. And there does seem to be backing vocals on it. So I'm just curious. I'm curious on two things. Are backing vocals allowed? Pre-recorded backing vocals, because there's no one singing as far as I can see, because you've got the dance on the stage and the DJ, and I didn't see a microphone on the DJ. And is he okay? Because from that 40-second video, it seems like he stopped singing at different points, and it just might be he's resting his voice, he's not feeling well. But if that song's right, it's right. And I really do think from what I've seen, it's a 3-horse race. I think France, Armenia, and Netherlands. And there are 1 or 2 other contenders. I'd like to put the UK in there. I'd like to put Georgia in there. But I think those 3 are the ones that are going to win. Yeah, I've said it. Yeah. Oh. How do people pick 3? Right. Select 3. Those rehearsals made a massive difference. I managed to narrow it down to 7. Okay. So I've got Spain, Ireland, UK, Poland, Georgia, France, the Netherlands. Okay, it's gonna be easy. I'm just gonna have to go for my favourites, and then, so obviously France, Obviously, Georgia. Oh, man. France, Georgia. I think if I go UK, people will call me out and say that's biased. I'm going to be honest. I think I do love Poland and I do like the Netherlands. It's either Poland or the Netherlands for very different reasons. I get an emotive response from Poland, but when I listen to the Netherlands, like, man, that's a strong song. Netherlands. I'm going Netherlands. Vote. Enter a number. Oh, numeracy. Shane. Yes. Okay. Thank you for voting. I will join you tomorrow at 4. There we go. So who do I go for again? France, Georgia, and the Netherlands. You've done it now. But good luck to the UK. and if you're watching this and you haven't voted, vote. Please vote. Please vote. Because it's an amazing contest. And I've thoroughly enjoyed my journey this year so far. But the main event is tomorrow. So yeah. Right. Good luck to everyone. Tomorrow's going to be an amazing show. And yeah, I will leave it there. And I will see whether any of my Eurovision Tea companions want to do a post-results reaction. That would seem like a natural thing to do, right? But yeah, until then, stay safe.